Well, folks listening to this podcast at home, I hope you're sitting down because I do have some grave news to share. It's been in the headlines as of yesterday that Velma will not be renewed for season 3. So this is the end of Velma. For the Velma Fan Club podcast, I am your president, Simian D. Jimmy. Joined as always by the hand of the king, Erich McCoy.
What a sad day, and so soon after our loss of Florian Hempsel as well. It's so sad that he couldn't be around to see the last episode of Velma either.
I've got a feeling anti-reviews will post much like how he posted a video analyzing every frame of episode 1 of Velma, he might bookend it and do the final episode as well.
First and last, Alpha and Omega.
Yeah, that's the way I would do it if I was him. Somebody give him that comment, because we do need his take on the finale of Velma here, which we are also here to review if I didn't mention that. The Secretary of the Treasury, Weekend Warrior.
Rest
Damn,
in
son,
peace,
where'd you
bitch.
review this?
Are those the trumpets of sorrow that I hear?
Oh yeah. They're sad. You have to like the reverberation is the sadness. Yeah.
Makes my heart cry at the sound. And the newest member of the Velma Fan Club podcast, the only man here who has only seen the final episode of Velma and no other, Eggy Eggman Rodriguez.
You know, it's kind of interesting because I recently also joined the Sheldon Fan Club podcast. And, you know, the first episode I ever saw of Young Sheldon was also the last episode. So, you know, we're keeping a theme here.
Well, hey, people don't really know that yet. We have not properly established that the Bazinga Boys will be replaced with a Malcolm in the Middle rewatch podcast.
Yeah,
Holy
that's pretty
shit.
true. But
That would actually be good.
Everett, you getting in on this right now?
That would actually be good. I'm down for that.
Oh my, well, the thing is though, we're comparing each episode to the new show Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage as it comes out.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck
It's
is that?
the spin-off of
They
Young
have a third
Sheldon.
spin-off.
What
Yeah,
the
they have
fuck?
Young
Yeah,
Sheldon's
they-
brother Georgie gets married for the first time and they have a baby, Erich.
It's kind of amazing that they have a third
I've
spin-off.
watched episodes of that show, and I have no idea who Georgie is, and I don't know who.
He's his brother who's up to no good, started making trouble in his neighborhood. He got into one little fight, and young Sheldon's mom got scared and said, "You're moving in with Mandy and your baby in Bel Air." That's the plot of the
Wow.
show.
Seems familiar.
No, I'm worried about it because young Sheldon, much like Malcolm in the Middle, no laugh track. They trust the audience and they trust their writers to be funny. But this new Georgie show, spin-off of Young Sheldon, they brought it back. We're devolving back to Big Bang Theory with fucking laugh tracks now. I don't like it, Erich.
Yeah, I mean, I did think that was a show of confidence for that young Sheldon to not lean on the laugh track, but you know, they're going back.
So the question we need to evaluate before we review the final episode of Velma is, do we disband the Velma Fan Club here and now, since the show that we started this podcast and fan club for is ending? Because if you think about it, while we might have reviewed every episode of Velma, we also reviewed so many Scooby-Doo movies. We got Zombie Island, we got Scooby-Doo Where Are You Episode 1, both of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, Cyber Chase, Ghoul School. Me and Eggy did the Daphne and Velma live-action movie. Do we want to end the Velma Fan Club podcast, or do we keep going through every Scooby-Doo property?
I think we should keep it. It's what Velma would have wanted.
Is it?
Well, according to this movie, she really wants to suck some Daphne face, apparently. So I don't know. That's
Yeah,
all
they
I
are
know for sure.
lesbians, Eggy. We got a
that's been
lot
going
to
on the
catch
whole
you
time?
up on, yeah. Well, this is the edgy. This is not your daddy's Scooby-Doo story. And they don't even make it to Scooby-Doo before cancellation, unfortunately.
Oof.
Well, now I see, you know, 'cause when I see, you know, a Velma that seasons her food. It has a little bit of rhythm. I was a little more interested, but they have to take my ability to self-insert out of it. It is what it is.
Well, I know that we have a lot of ladies of color in our audience here on the Treehouse channel. So, hey, Eggy's interested for a little color in his life, ladies. Hit him up. E-Rich, I'm going to leave it up to you. Do we disband the Velma Fan Club podcast? As the hand of the king, I trust your judgment. Is there more Scooby-Doo you would like to evaluate here?
There's definitely more Scooby-Doo that I would like to see. I think there's some good stuff hidden in there, but I honestly don't care one way or the other. So if we kill it, let it die.
Important opinion to have. Maybe we'll put it to a vote after this podcast discussion of the Velma Halloween special retroactively turned into the finale episode that ends on a stupid cliffhanger. It would have had all the loose ends tied if not for just 30 seconds of stupid bullshit cliffhanger for no reason.
I think they were confident in getting that third season. That's why they did it. Maybe. I don't know.
Don't know why they were confident in this.
And I ain't talking about the good band that has that name. They realize that they aren't producing a quality product that people want to see, so they say, oh, we're going to try to extort you by not actually finishing it. You need to give us some more money and then we'll finish it. And the audience, they did something I'm really fond of. It's called democracy. They voted with their views and dollars. They said no thank you, put it back to wherever it came from, and here we are.
Did we not hate watch it enough?
I mean, I guess
this is our fault. I mean, I think we as the Velma Fan Club, we did not sustain the show by endlessly rewatching it on Max. It is our fault.
The sad thing is we started as the She-Hulk fan club and that show got canceled too. We're just failures all around.
What else can we watch so that it
maybe we have a kiss of death.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the really bad thing we can go after next?
Didn't the Rings of Power get renewed for another season?
I can't. E-Rich likes that, Eggy. E-Rich likes it. He told me I should watch it.
I'm half and half on it. I'm half and half on it.
He told me get high and watch it, and I said no.
Hey, anything you got to get extremely inebriated to enjoy, it ain't worth it. Shout out to my live stream viewers. Appreciate it.
Shout out to everyday normal life.
Can I just say that twist in
No,
Rings of Power
you can't.
No, why?
You can't spoil that show. I love it. And I'm not that far. Okay, I'm not listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so that twist where...
Okay, I'm back. Did he finish?
Gandalf.
He didn't say it all in 1 second?
Was retarded.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah. The character who's obviously Gandalf is revealed to be Gandalf because the not hobbits call him Mr. Grand Elf or Grandalf or whatever the fuck, and then he goes, that's my name. Gandalf. It's so stupid.
Well, it's a good thing Gandalf was never named Gal Dizzard, because if the Hobbit said, where's the Grand Wizard, it might have gone a little left.
Gandalf wearing a white hood. I don't know about that.
He pulls the hat down and there's eye holes in it.
Speaking of stupid, do you want to talk about the finale? Yeah,
we should. We did get an interesting comment 19 minutes ago on the Joker 2, Is It Kino? WolfQuest209 said, this is the first thing I've seen from you guys. What the fuck am I listening to and why am I captivated by it?
Oh, wow.
Got another one, hook, line, and sinker. We got him.
I was gonna say, good thing we're still reeling them in.
Yeah. Losing a lot of fish out the back of the net, so I'm glad there's a couple new ones getting caught. But we must be captivating, so let's captivate everybody with a recap of the finale of Velma. Aggie as the new Velma, as the Velma Virgin, in case anybody's listening to our One Piece Virgin podcast over on Mumkey D. Jones' channel with me and Aggie. Reading all of One Piece, now he's the Velma Virgin. Aggie, what were your thoughts on the finale of Velma?
Well, I gotta say, I remember vaguely, I think when the series was coming out, there was like some joke about like, oh, that's such a white man or something, like whatever they said, something that made all the chuds they couldn't handle a little prodding. There was only one obviously snarky comment to that degree in this entire 38-minute episode. So at least, I did appreciate that. It seemed like fairly standard mystery solving fare. Had a little bit of paranormal activity going on. Had a completely unnecessary and poorly acted celebrity cameo. You know what? Maybe that's not so off-brand for some other Scooby-Doo productions. Shout out to the Simpsons. But so yeah, other than that one snarky comment, I'll quote it here now off my memory from 2 days ago. The idea is, the plot is, there is this sexy Halloween party for high schoolers, might I add. Fuck sickos.
You should not watch episode 1 4 minutes in when there is a shower scene in the high school.
And I'm sure I never will, so good to know.
And Florian Himsel might have done a shot-by-shot analysis, which might still be up on his channel. He did take down his other video that was looking at girls and of that variety, but it is what it is, YouTube.
So, yeah, I believe the comment is like, are you sure you didn't hate this because you're repressing your sexuality and you don't want these teenagers to be able to express themselves? And I don't know, it's just like just one-off, like, snarky comment that is, for the rest of the episode being so kind of not like that, it did stick out. But, so, yeah, there's the sexy Halloween party, and there's the adults. They don't want any sexy teenagers running around because apparently, I don't know, that's just how they're getting down. They're nice and conservative people. They make the not sexy Halloween party where they just stand around in really bulky, hideous, ugly, like werewolf costumes or whatever.
We do get a plot reveal of why they're doing this, Aggie, as you may recall.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's essentially the conflict here. Well, other than Velma's dead. I don't know. Does that happen in the second to last episode? I believe she came into this episode dead.
All of season 2 was very dramatically and piece by piece building up to the dramatic death of Velma, and it did not just come out of nowhere in the most recent episode.
Well, I'm kind of being a little bit all over the place with it here, but yeah, I mean, overall, it seemed. No, I probably wouldn't be super interested in it because it's basically just like a bunch of race-swapped Scooby-Doo characters and like a little bit of gayness for no reason. But otherwise, like the plot and everything just seemed like a fairly standard Scooby-Doo-esque fare, with maybe a little bit edgier, like I said, with the ghosts and spectral realm and people coming back to life and people dying and things of that nature. But other than that, yeah, it was not so offensive to my palate overall.
As the Velma Virgin, could you identify the character of Shaggy?
Well, yeah, no, because I know there was something else we watched where same voice actor, the same actor or whatever.
Yeah, he's in the Foodtopia, wasn't he? Wasn't he the watermelon or something?
I remember you mentioned.
Good show.
I know that it was one of those things too. I remember like all the black Shaggy memes. That's probably the only thing I ever saw actually mentioned. Like nobody even talked about Indian Velma or whatever on social media. They'd only be like, "Yo, Shaggy Black now, yeah." Well,
it's because you make the connection to like smoking weed and that kind of thing for Shaggy, and like what racist things come to mind for Velma? Like the Indian women lose their glasses. Do they say jinkies? It's harder to be comically racist about it.
Yeah, I haven't studied Hinduism enough to know all the intricacies.
Well, Weekend, can you make any racist connections between Indians and Velma? You would be the expert. You're kind of close to them over there. Can you smell India from your house right now?
No, it's too dark. So, racist connections. The father left the child in the trunk, so he's not a good father. Like,
oh my God, too far, way too far.
Oh, too far. Okay,
that's not funny. Well, E-Rich, it's your turn to try to redeem Weekend here with your racist connection.
Between Velma, but like Velma is just like the generic nerd character.
Yeah,
like there's kind of nothing
hard.
to. Yeah, it's like not exactly.
It's a brain teaser
thing. Yeah.
Well, we'll come back to it, Aggie. You can continue whatever recap we're doing here.
Well, I guess. All right. Well, I can take it from the top. So yeah, basically, Velma's dead. She needs to get back into her body. It's Halloween, so this is something that's well known. It's supposed to be the day where the connection between, or the blockade between the spirit world and the real world is at its thinnest, its most transversible. I don't fucking know what the word's supposed to be anyway. But you dig what I'm saying. Her soul can get back in her body today, Halloween only. It's a one-time special. Come one, come all.
Basically, the plot needed a ticking time, you know, like, oh, we gotta get this done before midnight or else Velma's fucked. And the idea is there's like a spooky spell book of dark magic that they want to steal, and Fred is able to just, for $5,000, he buys the audiobook of it that is narrated by Richard Kind, which I thought was funny because 3 weeks ago there was an article that came out that was going viral of Richard Kind saying he says yes to 93% of offers because he just will do anything for money, and then he appears in Velma.
Honestly, Richard Kind, the only good part of this episode.
Yeah,
hearing his voice.
They gave him his own character like in season 15 of American Dad, and now he's just in every episode as this guy named Tuttle. Like, he's just a witness protection guy who moves into the neighborhood, and now he's in every episode.
Damn.
He's also in Only Murders in the Building, so I see 3 Richard Kind episodes of television a day pretty much now.
So you're having close encounters of the third kind?
Yes, quite literally, yes.
Who is Richard Kind? Like, let me Google him.
He's just an actor who will do anything for money, and he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. You've probably seen him in 1,000 things. You just don't
today
really
alone.
Speaking of celebrities that would do anything for money, we also have rapper Saweetie. She's the star of the Sexy High School Party. She's going to be the main entertainment, and almost all of her acting almost sounds like acting. Sometimes it doesn't even sound like she's just talking out a script halfway across the recording booth, but sometimes it does.
Now, with the horrible acting and the generic horrible rapper name of Saweetie, my assumption was this was like Nicki Minaj or one of these big booty bitches who I don't know the name of, playing a fictional character. But no, I looked it up. This is a real person with this name. Is that right, Aggie?
Yeah, she was the girlfriend of a much more successful and popular rapper named Quavo. They had a split where there was kind of a controversy. I think they broke up, and he took back, or he wanted to take back a sports car he bought her because he's like, all right, yeah, that's mine, by the way. She also had a McDonald's collab. She's pretty much known as her record label she got enough of a name off of dating a larger and more known artist, and she's willing to play everything very safe for the industry, which makes her available for these sort of brand deals or commercial appearances. But she really doesn't have any actual fans or really any substance whatsoever. She kind of got elevated by association and said, yeah, use me in whatever you want to make money. That's fine by me. So she's kind of plays it safe. Doesn't really do the drama so much anymore ever since that relationship. Just sits there and waits to be selected by companies who want a strong, independent African-American female artist that isn't out here talking about that quote-unquote WAP too much.
So when Mindy Kaling is thinking up, okay, we're going to have a famous celebrity rapper appear in the final episode of Velma, who do I get? This is her idea of the people's musician, is this commercialized, no fans woman.
You should have gotten P. Diddy.
Yeah, they should have had a Diddy party with all those high schoolers at the sexy party.
It looks like she was on the Eric Andre show in 2020, so good for her for going on that show.
Oh, wow.
By the time you know exactly what's going to happen to you if you go on that show.
This reminds me of that episode in She-Hulk where they also had a cameo of Megan Thee Stallion, who I thought was a joke gag name. It turns out she was a real rapper.
Yeah.
And Meg, she had a shootout with Tory Lanez. He's doing 30 years in prison now. She's the one who made the wet ass P word song. She's more active, and I don't think that they wanted somebody with that kind of energy as my expectation. I don't know why. I mean, it would probably they can't make this show any worse. It's gone now. It's over with. So they could have maybe tried to spice it up a little bit. I would have liked if some gangster rappers were like doing a shootout. Maybe like the zombies come up out of the ground and they're like, "Yo, shit, dog, grab my AK, dog." That might have been pretty cool instead of like
JJ,
Sweetie.
my neighbor, just walk into your house.
That might have been him. He might have talked through my window. You might have talked over me. I was saying that they would have a civil discussion between the rappers and the zombies.
Yeah, he must have been talking pretty loud.
Saweetie uses her giant fake nails racist much?
Oh,
anyway, to slash
I
the
don't know.
zombies
Is that
apart.
an attribute of her rap character that everybody would know, and it was just good use
I have
of?
no idea. There's times in which not being the target audience for something like this is a real deterrent, and this was one of the times that it was a real deterrent.
Wait, you don't think that the Velma
what
Fan
it is.
Club podcast is the target audience for Velma?
It's not the target audience for knowing who would guest star on something like Velma, I guess.
Well, let me tell you, the fact of the matter is that this isn't just Saweetie. It's a very popular thing in the urban community for beautiful women to have very large fake nails because it is a status symbol, because that means they don't got to do that hard labor with their hands. No, they're treated well. They get that money without having to do a lot of hand-related work. So they get very large fake nails to
It's
let them...
disgusting to me.
To let them broke, I'm talking about them broke bitches, you know what I'm saying? Need to get their bag right. Shout out to Saweetie, you know what I'm saying?
Now, Rich, tell me more about how this type of woman is disgusting to you. I want to hear more about that.
No, the nails are disgusting.
Yeah, no,
Just
that's
the
what I'm
fact that you
saying.
have
Tell me
so
more.
long nails.
Women who
Like,
have this kind of nails are disgusting to Rich.
I don't understand how you do anything. Like, it's not even like
They don't. That's the whole
It's
point.
just-
They're showing off that they don't do shit.
but how would you open a door? How would you like?
The
do
man
face-
does it
like,
for you. You're a queen, dude.
But what about when the man is working, and you're
Oh.
shopping?
That's what the side man is for.
That's what the butler's
Okay,
for.
I see. I
Yeah,
see.
the
The
but-
chauffeur.
That's what. Damn it! What's his name? What's Kuro's butler name? Clahador.
Calador, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be pretty funny if like she did have a butler in the show that was like doing everything for her.
And he's like planning to kill her after 3 years and take her inheritance after Django.
E-Rich, now I must say, getting a little bit disjointed here. So, the thing is for Velma to come back to life, everybody has a fear they need to face. It's like a symbol appears on their arm and it'll disappear when they face their fear. Sweetie actually does get a butler in this episode because Fred's biggest fear is having a job.
Having a
Hey,
job.
who hasn't been
Right.
there?
Shout
out
out.
to that. So the one job he finds is that Sweetie needs some extra security because all these vampires and zombies coming up out of the ground. So that'll be your security. And he waits on her hand and foot and completely devastates her. He's like totally ruins everything she's trying to do. He's a total nincompoop. But hey, you know what? All butlers, they might not be at the level that celebrities want, okay? But she did have service in this episode.
Speaking of celebrity guest stars, there's one that only Everidge and I probably noticed and appreciated, and that was, of course, the voice of the ghost. What was this ghost name? The Peeping Tom ghost?
Is it Nicholas Bertel? Or no, he's
Nicholas
he's the
Braun, cousin Greg
Braun,
from Succession.
That's right. Yep.
Now, Everidge, am I wrong? I thought he was, like, canceled. Is he not canceled anymore?
I think he had some vaguely like he was creepy to women or they didn't like how he did anything, but he's still in movies, so
Is
I
that
think,
why he was cast here as the Peeping Tom? Like, his reputation preceded him?
I don't know, because I can never tell with the like production timelines of these shows how long ago they recorded this. So maybe they recorded it when he was still kind of on the up and up. I really don't know how it works.
Well, yeah, he's here as a ghost that was... I mean, as a child, he was murdered by all of the Mystery Inc. gang's parents. They, like, pushed him off a cliff and he died. And now he's being framed as a ghost for murdering sexy teens.
So he says, you guys pushed me off a cliff. And they say, no, we were just kind of chasing you and you tripped and fell off the cliff.
Well, yeah, we accidentally pushed you off the cliff.
I don't quite buy the, like, accident thing. Because, like, I don't know. I just don't think you should be chasing people around cliffs. But
they thought he was a peeping Tom is the thing, which he probably was. So, there's two sides to every story.
It's hard to know who to root for. First, you have those sickening normies. They're out there getting freaky in the woods like some kind of animal. But then, the peeping Tom Knight sounds kind of like a sicko to me. Kind of acts like a sicko after he comes back as a ghost. So probably, who's to say? None of them really captivate me to root for them.
So in terms of the celebrity guest star tier list, we're going to go Richard Kind at the top, then Nicholas Braun, and then Saweetie, who you could see her reading her lines off the script. She so flat and terrible reading.
We need a big power gap in between Nicholas Braun and Saweetie.
Yeah. Even when they altered his voice to make him demonic and ghostly, I could still tell it was him, and I thought that was pretty funny. Weekend, you need to speak up. You're way too quiet this episode.
The gap is Richard Braun.
Richard Braun, yep. So far, so good.
And then Zoe. How about that? Does that work?
Yeah, exactly the way you said it.
Yeah. So, let's go back to Mr. Eggy. Where were we? I'm interested though, Eggy. You said this is the only episode you watched of Velma, and nobody captivated you to root for them. Is that right?
Yeah, but I don't think there was any really. I meant in between the parents versus the Black Knight, between those two. And to be honest, I don't know, the characters are fine, I guess. They weren't actively offensive to my senses, but they didn't really give me anything to, be interested in. It was all just very meh, it's just how I feel about it. It's just it's a very, I guess, I don't know, not very standard mystery plot, because it has, like I said, it had some of the supernatural elements to it, so there's that. But other than that, it just
could you say it sucked?
Yeah. How about the jokes? Did you like the jokes, Eggy?
I think I did laugh a couple times. I think really, I'll say this, actually, the Black Knight character, I think overall had the absolute most personality. Like I said, I don't know, he might have been kind of a sicko looking and fucking gooning off in the woods watching people, so I can't really co-sign that, but he was a lot more interesting to watch than the other characters, I think, to me. He actually, I don't know, maybe it was the mystery, I don't know what his story is versus what I can kind of assume from the main cast, because they're kind of at least referential to a property that I have known for a long time. But it stale, I would say. Norbit or Norville or whatever his name is, that's dressing up in the Pinky and the Brain costume, that was pretty funny, because it just looks so goofy. But yeah, otherwise very stale, just very bland overall, to me, in the full context, full scope of it.
Should we debate the morality of the peeping Tom concept? Because you keep calling him a sicko, but Erich was telling me he actually thinks it's a victimless crime.
No, I just don't think he deserves to die for it, but...
Wait, what?
Well,
now you were saying if they don't catch you and you enjoy it, it's a victimless crime, is what you told me.
They could have chased him in a different direction.
But you were just saying spying on people as they strip naked or change clothes or shower, as long as they don't know you watched it, who cares? Is what you told me.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get across here. Is that you told me that.
I may have misspoken then.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about, because fuck this Velma episode. I'm glad the show's dead. This is terrible.
The episode is longer than normal, right?
It's 45 fucking minutes!
Yeah. They don't have enough jokes, and they don't have good enough jokes to fill the time that they have. I think the only thing that's really good in this is the animation, which they kind of they get better and better as they go for the show. But seeing as it's the last episode, I guess that's all, folks.
Yeah, it was kind of giving me some Mr. Bertram vibes with kind of like how the characters were staged, and I mean, definitely more fluid in some of the action sequences with the ghosts and stuff. But I think it's probably telling that the most memorable and enjoyable, or well, at least memorable parts of this episode are all the characters that aren't the typical characters. Like, there's really no development here, nothing. I mean, we're talking about characters dying and coming back to life, and it's just like completely overshadowed by fucking bit characters like the Black Knight, who I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
I think he was a sicko, because hear me out here. Because when they
Everett
first
is
start
ready to
communicating
argue
with his ghost, they start communicating with his ghost, and he's like, "Oh yeah, they called me the Lady Killer. They called me Super Hunk. They called me the Super Stud or whatever." Like, he has to. You can say that's insecurity, but it tells me this guy's been dead for like 50 years, and all he's still thinking about is sex. You know what? He's obviously obsessed. He's got something wrong with him, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, what
I
happened
agree
was
with Eddie.
in the yearbook, his nickname was PT, and he didn't want to admit that stands for Peeping Tom. So he's said like party something, like calling himself a sexy stud with those letters. I don't remember what he said either, but
I think they said he was the pussy traumatizer because he was just devastating it. No,
that sounds about right. Weekend, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I do agree with Eggy. I think he has the best joke in the fucking episode when everyone is gooning around him because they have to combat the zombies with sexiness, and he just kills the mood with him peeping on them, and he goes awkwardly, "Oh, it's okay. I'll just I won't watch. See, I'm gonna take off my helmet, and then I'm gonna put on my helmet, and then the helmet goes down, but his eyes are so fucking red, and he wants to goon to what's happening."
Relatable character. We all just want to goon everywhere all the time. E-Rich, any final thoughts on the final Velma?
Yeah, I'm just glad the show was canceled, honestly. As much as I think that they did find some decent episodes in the last season, and I did kind of warm to the show overall, it's just not good enough to keep going, and I think they've gotten the juice out of the squeeze, and the orange is like completely like desiccated and useless, and they just shouldn't keep going with it. So this is a mediocre final episode, but at least it's the final episode.
Well, think about that epic cliffhanger, though, that Fred has been brainwashed by Richard Kind's audiobook. Huh? You didn't want a whole season of that?
The promise of a whole season of Richard Kind is definitely promising, but everything else I'm not. I would not be looking forward to.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty irredeemable, unredeemable. What's the word, E-Rich? Both?
Jim, hello?
Yeah, all the above. Both.
Oh, okay. Did I disappear?
Yeah, you disappeared for a bit, so I was like, what happened?
It is what it is.
Guys, getting sucked up into the ghost realm for a
we're
second.
only half an hour in, so we don't have to keep talking about Velma. If you guys have final thoughts on that, we could talk about something else afterwards.
Okay.
What's your final thoughts on Velma Weekend?
Velma sucked. It did not bring any sort of change to the culture or anything important to say. Anything that has been said about it's not a good parody of Scooby-Doo. It's disrespectful to the source material, and it's not even fucking funny. So I'm glad it's dead. Rip and piss. Oh, rip and piss. All the bad words.
Yeah, I feel like season 1 of Velma had a lot of steam behind it, like season 1 of She-Hulk did, where people were really motivated and excited to hate on it and to hear all about it. And season 2, like, people just don't care anymore. I don't think anybody's even mad anymore. Like, we've all moved on.
Yeah, I think you can only use hate as an engine for so long before you run out of steam for it. You do get occasional sparks here and there. But the problem is, like, the initial hatred for something, you can't even just maintain it for 2 seasons. That's crazy. And you just realize that it's not even entertaining to watch. It's just you punching yourself in the dick for 20 episodes, and that's not fun.
Yeah, there's a reason why She-Hulk was canceled after season 1. Evidently, Velma was supposed to be just one big season, and that's why it's like
they
a
split
continuing
it up.
story.
Yeah.
So this is basically it getting canceled after season 1. Like,
Right.
Like these shows that rely on hatred and controversy are not fit for this world, it would seem. Aggie, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna go a little bit relative to what Weekend Warrior said here. I mean, it's just so none of it, like without Scooby-Doo and all these characters are just so bland. It doesn't even like mentally register to me that this is based on anything Scooby-Doo. I mean, you could have. This is my point. I would make without having seen anything else is that there's no way this would ever have even the tiniest legs if it was not just completely based off of pre-existing material, but also it's completely irrelevant to that pre-existing material. So it's just basically shit with like this is like me in Hong Kong on the side of the road selling like Bags Benny t-shirt, and so I've seen that guy before. You fucking buy it and it like disintegrates in your hands. That's basically what the Velma show is. Oh, that looks like something I saw before. Nope, never mind. This is absolute garbage.
How long until HBO or whoever the fuck Warner Brothers just deletes this from Max so that they don't have to keep paying for it?
Probably by the end of the year, I would imagine.
it just gets erased from history like so many others have.
Yeah, like that series Willow from Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
They deleted it from their servers.
I heard that Over the Garden Wall, that cartoon, has been deleted or is going to.
Oh, rip! That's
Like,
actually
Wait, is
good.
it?
Yeah, like the creators were like tweeting out torrents for it.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
That's actually
terrible,
good.
man.
Yeah.
But Velma, you know, would anything of value be lost? It could live on through our podcast reviews. That's why we did this, for the legacy of Velma.
Oh, this is archival.
It's
You're
important work we
contributing to
did here,
history.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel the. Wait. Fuck this bitch.
Now, we proved that you can have a fan club about literally anything.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Should we disband E-Rich? Is now the time? Should we start
I
a
think
new
it's
fan
time.
club? The Malcolm in the Middle
Oh,
fan club.
Honestly, Malcolm in the Middle.
The Malcolm
would sustain
boys.
us for a long time. We would each take on a role of one of the brothers.
Yeah.
Can I be Hal?
No.
E-Rich is Lois. I mean, you did just say no to me. That's a pretty Lois move.
Yeah, that is. You're right. We've already got the roles down.
E-Rich, have you been secretly smoking cigarettes at work this whole time?
Of course not.
As a former smoker, shouldn't I be able to smell that?
Yeah, you would. I applied large amounts of perfume afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, Lois loves makeup and perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that one episode.
You fucking whore.
Weekend, are you
Do you
gonna...
want to be the Craig guy?
I thought he was gonna be the clowns that tried to fight Lois at the batting ring.
You know what, guys? I have a confession. I haven't actually watched much of Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, welcome aboard the Malcolm Rewatch Virgin Podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't
Oh, can
know.
we-
We've
can-
already got
can
a
we
Hard C
call-
and Purple Colonel on there, so this might be too many people to schedule, but you guys can just show up if you want.
Everyone gets
yeah.
to talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
I
also
just
have to
wanna
review
say,
Georgie and Mandy.
Can we make like the lowest tiered human being on the fan club like Sergeant at Arms, because that's like the hierarchy in high school, right? Like, and
Who would be the lowest tier?
like the Sergeant at Arms? Like that's how we do it here in Thailand. Like class president, vice president,
Oh, okay.
secretary.
Yeah, but
and
we
then
only have 4 members. Who
treasurer,
are we going to demote?
Sergeant at Arms. No, like for the new podcast.
Oh, okay.
For the
You're volunteering for this role.
yeah,
you're the
for
new
Sergeant
Malcolm
at
friend?
Arms. Yeah, because I haven't even watched it, so
Uh-huh.
I think it's fair. I think that's fair.
Which Malcolm character do you relate to the most, Aggie?
Well, I'd say Craig, the Ouija.
He does have a pet monkey at one point, so that checks out for us.
And I just realized, for some reason, I was thinking that Wayne Knight played Craig, but
Not
that's
quite.
not true.
Not quite.
They
Holy
it was
shit.
at that time in my life, like 23 years ago, they kind of meshed together in my head as the same
That's-
guy, but not the
That's
same
racist
guy.
against fat people.
Fat, scrunch-faced Jewish men with glasses. Okay, thank you very
You thought
much.
the
There's
fucking
multiple
chicken man
qualities.
from Toy Story was Craig?
Well, but he's balding though. Like the chicken guy from Toy Story, like he's more balding, so it makes it kind of track. He's unique in that
Does
perspective.
he have to be 20 years younger? Who could say?
Who?
Craig has to be 20 years younger than Wayne Knight, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That'd be my guess. So, Eggy, you have not watched Malcolm in like 2 decades then, so this will be kind of fresh for you too. I'll be the only real Malcolm head on the show unless Erich is actually there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say it's probably been like 15 years. For the record, Wayne Knight is 6 years older than
Oh,
the actor, so they're 6 years apart.
maybe I'm racist against fat people. And speaking of fat people, Biggs would be so pissed if we did a Malcolm podcast without him. Like me and him have watched all of Malcolm together like 3 times. This podcast might have too many people. I say we vote off Purple Colonel just to start off. That's easy. But anybody else want to
sounds good.
volunteer as tribute?
I can like be an occasional guest. star, so you can just
We'll get
do
you on for the
whatever.
really good episodes.
Yeah.
We'll see you for let's see when they go bowling. We'll get you on for
Oh, they do look alike.
Yeah, just Craig
Do
needs
they?
to lose about 30 pounds. If Craig lost like 30 pounds there, and had his hair styled a little differently, I think they.
No, you're
But you can
racist
see how
against
I
fat
get
people.
confused.
You got to pull up a picture of him as Craig. It's not fair to pull up like what he looks like when
Yeah,
he's 50.
right.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm saying like as a kid who's watching shows, and all of a sudden another guy that looks very similar to another guy comes on. You know, I didn't. This was like 23 years ago. You didn't have IMDb and stuff like that to fact check these kind of things.
Okay. Do we need 10 more minutes of Aggie defending his racism?
No.
Okay, that's always good, but
Erich is fuming.
Yeah. We know what we heard. People's eyes.
Don't double down. Don't triple down. Just say sorry and grow and move on, dude. Can you acknowledge that they're not the same person?
oh, I can. Yeah, I just know. That they're-
Thank you for choosing to be a better person.
Yeah.
Today. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
Okay, there
grew
he is.
today.
There he is.
Oh, they do kind of look the same.
Shut up.
No, they don't.
They do not.
Yeah, he's the Jurassic Park guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dennis Nedry.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to pull up a Prime Newman here, and then just think maybe this is 5 years apart with her. So who knows? Who could say what they're looking like in certain times?
Yeah. Like
Do you
it's-
think
yeah,
any
okay.
other Velma
Look the
Fan Club
same.
podcast has
Similar,
ever
similar.
spent
That
5
era-
minutes comparing these characters?
That era Newman and Craig do look pretty similar.
No,
I do have to admit
I still
that.
disagree. You guys are racist. Let's
It
move
is
on.
what it is.
As a real Craig head, I know my man Craig when I see him. There's even one
Maybe it's
season
my
when he loses the weight, and the next season he gains it back. Tragic
all been
story
there.
for that actor. We've all been
maybe-
there.
I apologize. Maybe it's my internal fat hatred that is triggering.
Well, for you, all white men look the same. Like, that's understandable.
Oh, fair. As a proud Thai doctor, yes.
Like, and you don't have to
call
worry
this-
about getting doxxed, because, like, come on. Like, here's
No, I
a
am
picture of
proud to say
Weekend.
my
There's
Thai
like
doctor,
8,000
yes.
people who look like him over there.
Try 9,000.
Over 9,000 people who look exactly
Yeah.
like Weekend. Anything else to say for the final episode of the Velma Fan Club podcast? Fuck it, we're not doing any more Scooby-Doo. It sucks. Florian was right all along. Velma's good. Scooby-Doo sucks.
Fuck off, Velma. Fuck off.
Fuck off forever. I'm actually surprised it took them this long to fucking cancel it. I thought they would do like a thing.
We
where
told
they
you.
just-
We told you. It was like done as one season, then they split it in half, and then they aired both halves of the season.
Yeah, but no, it's more like, why did HBO just not have canceled the first half of it already? But
they already paid for the entire animation
okay.
and like
Okay, that makes sense. Like,
So,
let's
like,
at least
in the
make
case
people
of-
watch it.
in the case of Batgirl, they can't release something like that like because they're afraid it would hurt DC as like a brand. And this, I
Meanwhile,
don't
they're
think
making
care.
Joker too.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely.
You know what?
That was a good movie, so unlike Velma's not a good show.
Yeah, there is a large contingent in the comment section saying Aggie is so based. He understood the true Kino. Everybody else here is retarded. So
Yeah, filtered all the words.
And the fucked up thing is, if Florian was there instead of Aggie, he also would have praised the film and would have got no such comments. I guess it's the difference between being a contrarian and being somebody who's like just giving an honest opinion, like the way that you come across.
Hey, see, this is why I don't know if he's reviewed Joke yet, and this is like so unrelated to Velma, but I want to hear what he has to say because I said I have a sneaking suspicion it's gonna just be, oh, Lucy, it's very good because if the incels finally get, they know that this is not who they are.
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
Oh my God, it's Florian Himsel here? Oh my God.
His review says the incels hate it when you get what you fucking deserve. Like that's his response to the
yeah.
movies. Arthur Fleck
He
deserved
was-
to be stabbed to death.
He was never a joke man.
Oh, he's
I
here
just find-
again. Florian's here again.
I just,
You know that? Can I just say before everyone goes on? I hate that fucking comment from Todd Phillips or whoever else says it that he's not really supposed to be the Joker because in his fucking script, when the moment he dresses up, the name changes from Arthur to Joker because he
Yeah,
gets
doesn't he
mind
say I am going to become
Yeah.
the Joker? Doesn't he say that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
time
that
to be
was
the
in the
Jokerman.
Wait, what? That wasn't in the movie? What? Sorry, I wasn't here for the Joker review, so
Oh yeah.
it's all kind of like melded but together in my mind.
Yeah, that just annoys me from, especially Todd Phillips. I thought he would understand what he did. It's just annoying. Anyway, oh Mumkey, I was just gonna say, it sounds what you said about. It's about how Eggy delivered his honest opinion. Isn't that like kind of a woman thing where it's like it's not what you said, it's how you said it, isn't it?
No,
What do you have
because
to say
when
about that?
Florian says that he likes it, it's because he likes the vitriol behind it, whereas Aggie, he saw something that we did not see, and he's giving it like a fair critique and analysis, not just based on surface level extremism and contrarianism like Florian's opinions tend to be. So I think it's a good replacement in terms of let's get the opposite opinion, but an educated version of it. And I think that's why I'm glad Aggie was there instead of Florian.
Right.
well, always happy to, give that keen 50% blind eye to, whatever I'm observing. And my observation of Velma is, fuck this garbage. Thank you. I have been your new and enhanced Florian Himsel, Aggie Eggman Rodriguez.
Check him out at rumble.com/C/Aggie White. You got any
make sure you
plugs,
check out-
E-Rich?
Yeah, my letterboxed is Revan138, and my x.com, the everything app, link is TZARREVAN. Go there if you want to see a lot of porn all the time and some of the worst ads possible.
On your profile.
No, just on
Oh.
x.com, the everything app.
Aggie, I
Yeah,
did
it's
cut you off. Oh, now I cut off fucking weekend, so I guess both of you talk at the same time.
Well, I was going to say,
sorry.
one last part to that Rumble plug. October 8th, last night, as of recording, that was a hashtag banger stream. I think it was one of the best ones I've done in a while. So if you're hearing this now, October 8th, make sure to catch up on that, see what it's all about.
So if I recall, at the end of the Joker episode, you're like, oh yeah, my last stream was the worst one in forever. We're so over. Now, like, very next podcast, guys, we're so back. Best stream I've ever had. That's why you never give up, people.
Yeah.
You just fucking just keep streaming. The next one might
Yeah.
be the best one ever.
Never kill yourself.
That's
Eggy
right.
embodies the human spirit. Like we are so back and it's over, and it's just
In the
eternal
back-to-back
cycle
episodes?
struggle. Yeah.
Okay,
I was
we
gonna
can.
say-
Let's backtrack to what you were saying.
Oh, I fucking forgot what I was gonna say.
Must have been important.
Yeah, it's not that important. I was just gonna say. Oh yeah, I remember. E-Rich. Is it the X Everything app? Is that really a thing that Elon Musk says?
I mean, that's what the thing is called. Yeah, because he wants to have like banking on it and shit.
That's so retarded. And
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Newsflash from the past year and a half.
I don't know, when
Yeah, I
the
don't see
smartphone
that.
came out, they're like, oh, it's an iPod and a phone and the internet. Oh, it's everything in one. That's retarded. That'll never catch on.
Also, check out.
Nice try,
the new
Libcuck. Checkmate, Libcuck.
I can't talk. Like, I was just gonna say, check out the new X affiliate, X Hamster. So that's pretty cool.
Some good videos
Also,
on there, I'll say.
And I'm also gonna plug Keep Watching Is It Kino. So there you go.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Wow, self-plug.
Yeah, stay tuned to the epic movie review coming out this coming Tuesday. And then after that, I think the Smosh review might finally come out. So I'll look forward to the channel strike. Bye, everybody.
They're that petty. Oh, okay, sorry. Bye.
Adios.
Okay.
Wait, do you think they'll really copyright strike it?
Not
or,
copyright.
or just strike
Aggie
it
said
from-
some rude things about a protected community that I frankly disagreed with, and I should have cut them out of the episode, but they're in there because I believe in free speech. And if Aggie gets me in trouble again, like he did on that Hitler therapy stream, you know, which was also his fault completely and not mine, it is what it is.
I did like that gaming stream. It's like the Hitler visual novel, right?
Yeah. I
That
watched.
sucks. I mean, it sucks
I
that
subscribed to this channel called What's Therapy. Who's an actual therapist, and he played that game on YouTube on stream. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Me and Aggie should play that, and then we get a you can't play that game on YouTube strike. Fuck off.
Yeah. Rules for thee, but not for rules for me, but not for thee, or something.
Why didn't they let you play that game?
They just said it like it's. I don't know. It just has Hitler in it. I don't know. They gave me a strike
wow.
and took it down.
They didn't have.
We
a
were trying to
reason for
cure him.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, that is like the whole point of the game is that it's supposed to be like kind of anti what Hitler stood for. You're kind of giving him some therapy. Now you can choose options that like don't reach those goals.
But me and Aggie did not do that.
Cobra just ended his stream after like 6 hours and 10 minutes. He's finally going to bed at fucking 11 o'clock. So good for him.
Probably made more money in that stream than any of our streams have ever made.
That's true.
We're gonna get a lot of DoorDashes this week.
The viewers, we had more viewers on that stream last night than the fucking stream I did Friday night. So it's a return to a better form, I'll say.
Wow, wait, what night was last night? So it's Tuesday night, the night then. That's when the Aggie viewers are up and at 'em.
Well, I think, from my understanding, people are just sick of me gaming and they don't want that. So I said I'm not gaming, and then more people showed up. So that might be the ticket.
That does make sense.
So
More
you offer to
interactive.
quit every couple of weeks, and then people will come back and like, don't quit.
I mean, it has kind of been that way. Yeah, but it is, people
It does
who
work
aren't
with my girlfriend. Like, I'm gonna break up with you if you don't shape up.
Mm-hmm.